the Soybean Management Field Day in David City last week, Greg Kruger presented on the efficiency of pesticides and maximizing soybean yield. In Greg's soybean research plots in Brule, yields reached as high as 99 bushels per acre, with yield monitors often registering above 100 over short distances. We started by asking what he's looking for when trying to maximize yield.
It's really making sure that we have the whole system set up right. Today we're talking about row spacing, plant population, and relative maturity group of soybean varieties. But it really just starts there. We also need to be talking about appropriate fertility practices, pest management and timely pest management, as well as making sure that we've got the right agronomic systems, including crop rotation and things like that.
This is a study that's just beginning this year?
We're just starting, so this is all brand new data for us. We certainly have based a lot of the stuff we're doing off of past work from other states and stuff, but we're going to see how things work in Nebraska.
What are your hunches, or I guess what are the variations that you're trying in some of these?
So one of the things I think has a lot of potential is narrow row spacing. We see a lot of 30-inch rows in Nebraska, but we believe that there's a potential to increase yields if we go to a 15 or even a 7.5-inch row spacing, based on work that we've seen out of Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, and some of our eastern counterparts.
And what's the thought process there? Because
part of it is making sure that we get early canopy closure. The quicker that canopy closes, the more we're maximizing the available light, and by maximizing that available light, we're getting more photosynthesis, so we have greater yield potential there.
On plant populations, what numbers are you looking at?
This year we've got two locations, one in North Platte and one in Meade, that we've got 50,000, 100, 150, 200, and 250,000 seeds per acre. And then we've got the 4 soybean management field day sites where we're looking at the 100, 150, and 200,000 seeds per acre. So we've got a range of different plant populations. When we talk about yield potential, the yield potential seems to go up and up with these higher populations, at least to 175 or 200,000 based on reports in the literature. But the one thing we got to be real cautious of is, in talking about 100 bushel beans or 300 bushel corn or anything like that, is talking about yield, the maximum yield possible, and the economic optimal yields. So the literature would suggest that even though we're going up in the yields are going up with populations going up to 175 or 200,000 seeds per acre, that economic threshold is probably closer to around 125 or 130,000 seeds per acre.
Let's move into the pesticide application. Now, this is actually testing that you started last year at Soybean Management Field Days, yes?
We had a study looking at fine, medium, coarse, and extremely coarse spray qualities, as well as looking at several different pesticides or herbicides. We were looking at Roundup, first rate, dicamba, and Select Max for our study, and we found that very interestingly, the Select Max or those ACCase inhibitors have a ideal droplet size that's very different from what the ideal droplet size for glyphosate applications are. Past reports in the literature and work that we've done here at the University of Nebraska suggest that the droplet size really doesn't make much difference for Roundup applications, and so we've always pushed guys to use larger droplets because there's less drift potential there. But some of this new stuff would suggest, looking at the ACCase inhibitors, that we really need to be in that fine to medium coarse or medium spray quality to make sure that we maximize the efficacy of those particular products. So we may have to bring guys back down a little bit smaller to really get the best out of those products.